Right, this is the first reading from the 13 decks, Haunted House. This deck is somewhat Rider-Waite-Smith, and usually, as some people would have with their ratings, it would be like a zodiac sign reference, but I'm just going to call whatever decides to come out. So that way there's no cross-watching and there's none of that. So right off the bat we have Justice. Looking at it, it looks like somebody, or there's a situation involving someone that is in charge of some sort of group. And if you look in the back, you can kind of see that the other two figures, one is in more of a darker state, and the other one is more attentive to the other. The one over here seems a bit more sinister. This one seems a lot more peaceful. And then we have the head figure in the middle with the scales. So probably you could be in a situation that you're probably trying to figure out what the heck is going on here, or there's some kind of BS going on, then you're not having it. Or it could be something has been found out, and the one in the shadow is trying to cover it up while you have your back turned trying to figure it out. So watch your back and be aware of your surroundings. Look in both directions, not just one. And then we have the Four of Swords. So we have probably a situation where you're trying to figure out what's going on regarding somebody's health, or somebody who is having trouble sleeping, someone who has an emotional or mental disorder, or that there is some sort of invisible threat that is preventing this person from sleeping soundly because there's fiendish claws trying to come after him. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out, wait a minute, let's try and be practical here. Let's try and figure this out. She's trying to sleep, but she hasn't been sleeping that well. What on earth is going on here? And there's probably two entities, one here and then the other one over there, that is probably saying that one of them is guilty of it, or one of them is having part of this situation from going on. Or they both are doing it, because there are a total of 4 hands, so maybe both are guilty. And with all these polls for, as of right now, we're just going to have just a simple, quick and easy 3-card poll, unless if I get an instinct to pull another one, or to clarify, or yeah, you know, the mumbo jumbo. Then we have, lastly, the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so putting it all together, now we have the Five of Pentacles. There may have been some monsters or something that was rather hideous and pretty much causing nothing but strife and just lessening this person's quality of life, which is preventing them from sleeping. And in the picture, it looks like that there's 3 entities being involved in it. There's 3 entities in the Justice card. But as it seems, despite the conflict altogether, the light will always shine through, because the chapel mirror is bright and is illuminated compared to the rest of the card. It's see-through, while everything else around it is a lot darker. So probably what it's saying with these 3 together is saying, instead of trying to figure out and put a lot of your time and investment into something and trying to figure out somebody else's problem and being very strict about it and putting in a lot of too much control and trying to be too in there and nitpicking everything, instead focus on the main picture, which is trying to keep what is good visible rather than be like monsters and not be in the light and be in a better situation. Because in conflict, there's always going to be negative in conflict. Always. And with then being in that conflict, it's going to give people maybe, or maybe this is just one person and the other 2 beings are just imaginations. But because since this is an entity trying to sleep and rest and recover, it's being bothered by negativity. So leaving the negativity outside the door and only letting the light in, you'll be able to get that rest you may seek.